Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of our wellness challenge, our 5-day wellness challenge. I'm Patrina, and
Ronald.
okay, so how have you been going on with days 1 till 3? Let us know. Do share. Day 4 of this challenge is to eat some items. One, which is avocado, one avocado, and we've got celery, organic
Organic
celery.
celery.
Now, you
Organic.
don't have to eat the whole bunch. However, we recommend 3
Yep.
stalks. Okay.
Every day.
So, Ronald, can you explain why do we have to eat these foods?
Okay. Over the last 50 to 60 years plus, I've observed growth of vegetables and fruits in about 20 odd countries, right? And I've seen some amazing discoveries to understanding why the farmer is growing X or Y or Z, right? And over the years, I've discovered definitely key superfoods that will put enormous value in your life and the quality of your life, right? And there's about probably 150 superfoods, but we picked two today, and I'm going to explain to you why we picked those two, because they're the ones that we eat on a daily basis ourselves, right? Now, the first one is the avocado, right?
Remember on day 2, we talked about pears,
Yes,
and we said sometimes people call this avocado pear. Well, this is the avocado we're talking about.
that's right. That is, there's no such thing as avocado pear. It's avocado, AVOCADO. That's it there. Now that one, I've got a really good price on that. I paid 69 pence for that. And that one there, what you do is you get a sharp knife and you cut it down the center here, pull it apart, take the seed out, and then you scoop the flesh, right? And you take your time. Now, one of my favorite ways of eating it after, say, lunch or after breakfast is I put a teaspoon of honey. When I've cut that in half, there's a hole in there where the seed is. You put a teaspoon or more of honey, good quality honey, inside, and you find it's delicious. You eat the honey and the flesh of the avocado, right? Now, why is the avocado so good? It is because the fat is an unsaturated fatty acid. It is an excellent fat for the liver to work on. It's also very good for your cholesterol and your arteries, right? It also feeds the brain, right? And it also provides a huge amount of energy. When you eat one of those every day like that, that can give you 6 hours of hard labor in the garden. Hard labor. You can run long distance after you eat one or two avocados. That's how good the avocado is. Now, we make a point of eating one avocado like this every single day, right? And winter, even better, because the fat content in that, the good fat, is so good it will heat your body up and you won't feel so cold as when it's freezing cold, right? The next one is the celery.
Yes, the
Okay,
celery.
now
Make sure it's organic,
make sure it's
and
organic.
please explain why,
I'm going to
Ronald.
explain why. Good point. Now, over the years, again, I've watched this being grown in many countries, and I've discovered that the ordinary celery, listen very carefully, the ordinary celery sold in supermarkets is often what they call the inorganic celery. In other words, it's not organic, it's just ordinary celery. Now, what's this? They use a lot of chemicals to grow apples, to grow oranges, to grow pears, and so on and so on. And with the celery, because of the way the chemicals come in, penetrate in the tubes of the celery, and I'm going to explain why. This is a very unique vegetable. It's made of tubes inside there, okay? So there's the root system here. So when the chemicals come in here like that and goes in there, it goes into the root system and it goes up the tubes. And those chemicals stay in that tube. So much so that the actual ordinary celery that you buy in a normal supermarket will have a huge amount of chemicals, and it's rated the 10th. I'll say that again, rated the 10th most poison vegetable. So we always only buy organic celery. It's got to say like that on the label, organic, right? Now, I've done a lot of work with different companies, and I've settled on Waitrose. I buy my organic celery from Waitrose. I buy 2 of these like that every week, right? And we consume 3 stalks each per day. in some form, either raw or in soups, but we consume 3 stalks every single day. And in one of those like that, that'll last you about 6 days, 6 or 7 days, right? We buy 2 every week, right? Now, very important, it's that when you use a celery, you take you even if it's organic, you peel the celery, take the stalk off, you cut about half centimeter of the top and the bottom, and you wash it, right? Now you can eat the celery raw, but one of my favorites is to put almond butter in the middle. You know, as that little boat you create, you put your almond butter in there, cut into this bite-sized piece like that, and you're just watching a bit of TV or reading a book, just chew it. The almonds, what's this now? Almonds are the only nuts that are alkaline. The only nuts that are alkaline. Every other nut, good for you, but they're acidic. And peanut is not a nut. It is a legume because it goes underground. So almonds, walnuts, pecan nuts, Brazil nuts, and so on, hazelnut, they're all grown trees above the ground. That's why they're called nuts, right? Legume, like peanuts, grows underground. And unfortunately, the supermarket seems to only stock peanut butter. I don't want you to take peanut butter. It's not that good for you. And a lot of it can be sprayed heavily to prevent fungus, right? What you do instead, eat the almond butter in a celery. Now, celery is alkaline. Almond butter is alkaline. Your body needs 80% alkaline in its food every day to balance your body. Remember this, the human body is 80% alkaline, 20% acidic. So if you eat a lot of meat, a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, it can be good for you, but if you eat too much of it, you'll breach a 20% acid level in your body. You get to 25%, alkaline level drops, and you start to get disease. Okay? Remember, always balance your food to eat 80% alkaline and 20% acidic. And celery, organic celery, goes a long way to help you build the alkaline reserves in your body.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I hope you found this video useful and you'll be up for day 4 of the challenge, which is to eat at least one avocado and 3 stalks of organic celery today.
Yep. Now, final comment. Be very, very smart. You can get celery that big in a supermarket for 47 pence. That big.
The non-organic ones.
Non-organic. 47 pence. So people look at it and go, oh, that's pretty cheap. I'll buy that. Guess what? They've just bought the 10th most poisoned vegetable. Now, organic celery is smaller, costs about £1 to £1.30, but that is the real celery that you need to buy. Don't worry about the size. The concentration of organic food in an organic celery that makes a difference. Like I said, do not buy an ordinary celery at cheap price because it is full of chemicals. You've been warned.
So just another tip for those of you who are not fans of avocados or not fans of organic celery, the trick is basically to cut the item into very small bite-sized pieces, mix it with other foods and eat it. And your palate, your tongue will actually slowly get used to the taste. And before you know it, you'll be loving eating it on its own.
Good. That's a good advice. Very good advice. Now, if you can't eat celery or you don't like the taste of it, guess what? Do what she says. Cut it up in small pieces. Put a couple of tomatoes, right, in it. Cucumber with the skin on, right. You can also put things like mango, pineapple with it, and it just makes it. And then lettuce. You can have a lovely salad.
Or if you're making a soup, obviously don't cook it on high heat. Simmer the soup and then add the celery towards the end. And you'll actually also have the benefits as well.
And look, there's people that say, oh, I hate celery. Well, guess what? Celery has got so much good silica in it, and it is brilliant for the bones, the ligaments, the sinews, the muscles in your body. Right? You eat celery 3 stalks every day, you'll be very, very strong for a very, very long time.
That's absolutely right. And it's just a small inconvenience, if you want to call it, for much better health.
I'm so strong, I can lift, because I eat celery every single day, I can lift a bag of 30 kilograms of compost with one hand. One hand. You know, that's very unusual, very strong. Okay.
Okay, so all the best for day 4 of the challenge, and let us know how you get on.
Look
Take
forward to
care.
it.
Bye bye.